If you do not change who you are today, the next 6 years of your life will be an exact replica of the last 6. Most people fall into a passive trap, living with their fingers crossed. They wait for the government to step in, for taxes to drop, or for a boss to finally recognize their effort and hand over a raise. But while you wait, reality hits hard. You log the hours and do the heavy lifting, yet you still find yourself behind on bills, scraping by on tight margins, and quietly breaking the financial promises you made to your family. Outsourcing your future to the economy or to the people around you guarantees your own stagnation. The circumstances of the outside world are largely outside your control. Let's look at how the marketplace actually operates. There is a common misconception that you get paid for your time. If that were true, you could simply sit at home, watch the clock tick, and wait for a check to arrive in the mail. The marketplace compensates you strictly for the specific value you inject into the time you spend working. Hours are a fixed constant. Your skills and output tip the scale. Can you double your income in the same time? Yes. Simply multiply your intrinsic value. Wealth is not a measure of the hours you clock. It is a lagging indicator of the personal value you create. Take the business philosopher Jim Rohn. At 25 years old, he was a broke farm boy from Idaho, raised in obscurity with pennies in his pocket and absolutely nothing in the bank. 6 years later, by age 31, he had become a millionaire. Over that exact same period, the economy hadn't improved, the government was identical, and his employers were paying the exact same base rates. The only variable that changed was him. He realized that economic and political circumstances are like the wind on an ocean. It blows on us all, completely indifferent to who we are. Hoping for a gentler breeze is naive. The only practical move is to focus entirely on acquiring the wisdom and the skills necessary to set a better sail. True agency begins the moment you stop trying to fix the marketplace and start working harder on yourself than you do on your job. Upgrading your own value requires a deliberate system of data collection. You start by looking closely at your own history. Conduct a ruthless postmortem on your past year. Isolate the mistakes you made, note what actually worked, and adjust your approach. Then look outward. There is massive utility in studying OPE, other people's experiences. Actively examine the people who lost it all. Analyze their disasters and map exactly which habits to avoid. You apply that same rigorous observation to those who succeed. When you find someone who is healthy, highly skilled, or financially independent, figure out their daily disciplines and mimic their actions. Personal development is an active, continuous extraction of usable lessons from the world around you. To fuel that growth, you have to relentlessly upgrade your inputs. Read every book you can get your hands on, listen to audio programs, and turn every idle moment, like a daily commute, into a mobile classroom. That means studying foundational historical texts. These documents offer dense, time-tested case studies on human triumph and failure. You also study the specific blueprints left by those who mastered the marketplace, reading works like Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich or George Clayson's The Richest Man in Babylon. As you gather these ideas, do not trust a faulty memory or jot notes on scraps of paper. Keep a dedicated, bound journal to lock in every critical observation and synthesize what you've learned. If you commit to this exact regimen of self-correction, constant learning, and careful documentation, your value to the marketplace will multiply. Your income and your entire professional trajectory will begin to align with that new internal worth. The wind is already blowing out there, exactly as it always has. What are you going to write on the first page of your